Guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Daniel and today we're going to make this box. It's called the Tub Box, made of Sassafras Blackheart, red gum and European beech. 2 sliding lids. Come on a journey and we'll make this box right now. Look at that, guys, that came out great, didn't it? What a box. Okay guys, another day, another box. I have a box that I made for my book over there. So I've got a box to follow along with. I've got a couple of offcuts from the big leg I got in that box. They're going to be our legs. So I'm going to have 2 legs in this one, not one. So they're made of red gum, or they are just 2 bits of timber glued together to form a leg shape. That's it. Okay, and we're going to be making our box out of finger jointed beech, finger jointed European beech and nice light timber. And the top's going to be made out of Sassafras Blackheart. And it's got a big hole in it at the moment, but I'll fill that with black resin, I think. And that's going to be our box. The hardest part is doing the angle on the base itself. So first thing we're going to do is to cut the 45-degree angle on the beech and the 15-degree angle on the sides, and just glue them together, and then we'll just take it from there. Okay guys, here I am adjusting the saw blade up and cutting the long miter with the sliding table saw. So easy with the sliding table saw. And the other half now. And putting the groove into the top, which had to be put in at 45 degrees, as you see. So it's a bit tricky, but I'll go through it alright. And cutting the 15-degree angle now at 45 degrees. And setting the block up now to cut the other end, so I've got 2 exactly the same. There you go. And gluing up the 45-degree angle at the bottom now. I put it in between those 2 legs there, so it all sits right. And I'll glue the other side up and then just put it in there, press it down and leave it. Okay guys, I've got the sides of the box all cut on a 45-degree angle at the bottom, and I just glued them in between the legs. The legs will hold it while everything dries. I've cut the angle at 15 degrees too. I've done the groove for the top. And this is the top. The next trick is to fill this big hole with black resin. And then we can sand it down to fit in the grooves. Cool. Okay, mixing up the resin now, you've got to make sure you mix it up very well. And pouring it into the hole, put a bit of masking tape on the back so it doesn't leak through. And that worked well. Make sure it's black. Okay guys, I'm fitting the ends. What do you have to do? You have to get an offcut and just keep playing around with the angle until you get it right. But perfect fit on the outside, but on the inside not a perfect fit. So if I had some thicker material, I could take up the gap. But this on the inside, I'm just going to leave it. You're not going to see much of it, but it is a mistake. Thought I'd point that out to you. That's what handmade things are all about. If they were perfect, we'd get them all made in China, wouldn't we? So everything doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to work with your little mistake. But when this is all finished, you would hardly ever know. And just cutting the angle on the top of the end pieces now. Okay guys, I've cut the small ends. You see I made a jig for the saw again. So I don't have to hold them. If they're small, if you hold them, they will bite. That one sits in there like that, so the lid can slide past it. So it's just underneath the groove. Cool. And just gluing in the ends now. And I'll fit them together with a couple of bits of masking tape just to hold them down. And one on that side, and I'll put one on the other side too. There you go. And putting the Sassafras Blackheart through the sander now. To sand the resin down and to make sure it fits in the groove. Oops, chicken legs. Mark. Damn. Anyway, it is what it is. And cutting the 45-degree angle on the plug that goes on the inside of the box. And you see that I wait for the saw to completely stop before I take it out. With being an angle, it will jam and it'll kick back on you. And then I'll just do the other side now. I do the same thing, wait for the saw to stop. Okay guys, I've got the pine plug all cut. That will sit in there like that. I'll cover it in a material. I put a couple of dividers in there. So cool, but I can't do that until after it's all polished. So we're getting there now, and the ends are all done, just drying up now. And I've machined the lid, and that goes in there like so. It'll be a bit of bone, and that's how it's going to sit. And that's squaring off the ends now with my tenon saw. And cutting the two handles that go at the end of the lids. And cutting it the other way now. So I've got two handles out of one piece. And whacking them through the thickness so to clean them up. And running them over the dado head to put the rebate in them. There I am. Don't use that machine often, but it comes in handy. Okay guys, I've got the red gum handles on the ends of the sliding lids now, and they're all glued on, just waiting for them to dry. So yeah, so they've come up well. I rebated them with the dado head, and that worked well too. So yeah, we're getting there now. I've got the material on the plug now that goes into the inside of the box. So all we have to do now is to cut the divisions, 2 or 3 divisions, and wait for the handles to dry, and then just finish them off with the angles. And then sand and polish, and we're there. Yay! Gluing the box to the legs now on my new box that I made to get everything up off the saw bench, so I can see it easier. And polishing the lid. Look at how the colour comes up, guys, look at that. Wow. And polishing the underside of the box now with the red gun and the European bleach. Okay guys, we're all finished. Look at that, the tub box, all done with this Sassafras Black Heart top, 2 sliding lids, red interior. I'm not going to say the word yet, but I'm going to say it in a minute. Red gum legs and European beach box. What a great looking box, guys. Love the Sassafras Black Heart top. It just pops, guys. It really does pop. Okay, guys. Thanks for being with me today. Please subscribe and ring the bell. And we'll see you again in the next video where I will be making another box.